I've seen my fair share of native British lizards, but there's one species that lives on the Channel Islands that I've yet to encounter. Here on Jersey is the only place in the entire British Isles with a native population of the green lizard. Jersey represents the northwestern edge of the green lizard's range in Europe. As cold-blooded creatures, they need to warm up before becoming active. Chris Perkins from the Jersey Amphibian and Reptile Group knows exactly where these lizards tend to bask. And because of the glorious sunshine, it isn't long before we see one warming up.
Oh, look, Mike, just down here.
Female?
Yes, it looks like it.
She's big.
Oh, yes,
she's big.
Yep. She's a bit smaller than the male.
Yeah.
And she's still got the stripes that she'd have had when she was a youngster.
I have to say, green lizard is a remarkably accurate name. Grass green, but that double line down the dorsum or the back is really characteristic.
And if you can see, just down between her rear legs, can you see a little sort of brown patch called a mating scar? And this time of year, sort of springtime, when they pair up, the male will actually bite her on the back just between her rear legs as sort of part of the mating ritual.
They've been on the island for at least 6,000 years. Being amongst the largest lizards in Europe, the adult males can reach lengths of up to 40 centimetres. And the males look distinctively different to the females. Chris, male.
The males, very, very spectacular this time of year because they have this beautiful, beautiful blue chin that you can see, and it's really, I'm going to impress the girls. Look at this, aren't I magnificent? Thanks
to legislation brought in the late 40s to protect them and ban their sale to the pet trade, the green lizard population is now reasonably healthy.
We're probably talking about thousands, and particularly in this part of the island where we've got these lovely maritime heathlands. There's lots of flowering plants which attract the insects which the lizards can then feed on.
And as well as conservation groups, islanders are also doing their bit to help the green lizards thrive. But there is one location on the east coast where they're receiving a helping hand in a rather unusual way. This golf course had to include habitat for green lizards as part of their planning permission. But they've gone a few steps further to help in their conservation. Beneath one of the tees, they've built a hibernacula, which can allow the lizards to live here all year round. Head greenkeeper is Ben Blompier-Smith. So hibernacula, they can hibernate in the winter, but also potentially they can nest and lay their eggs in the summer.
Yeah, so the actual structure is about 2 foot into the actual bank. So what you can see on the outside is the granite edge to it so the lizards can bathe in the sun, and then tubes going into the actual hibernacula. We've packed them full of wood chip to try and make a bedding, a nest area for the lizards.
So what do the golfers say when they see a green lizard in the rough? Do they ever come back saying, I just hit the ball out of bounds and came across a lizard this big?
Yeah, I normally get a photo sent to me as well. I've seen this.
Around the coast, some other islanders have also been making adaptations so the lizards feel right at home. And in her garden, Penny Fogarty has done just that.
Well, I've lived here 26 years and they've been here forever. So I garden really carefully to encourage them. I'm very careful that I don't disturb their burrows, and I make sure they've got their sunbathing rocks, and they all have their own little special places where they sit and sunbathe. I leave the wildflowers because these are things that bring the insects in that lizards eat, and to have a wild, beautiful animal choosing to live in your garden is extremely precious, really, and we're privileged to have them. Very privileged.
I was pretty confident I'd see the lizards, but maybe glimpses of an incredibly wary species. But never did I think I'd be 6 inches away from a male in all his breeding finery. Absolutely brilliant. A new island for me, a new reptile, and a top day.